to the Man Cave Classroom at 810. He and Kogan again. We're going to look at some music today.
Like Pearl Jam?
Oh gosh, I wish. Well, I mean, here's the thing: when we think
Lil somebody.
well, it's Wayne.
Like
well, the thing with music is that when we're looking at music and you're looking at why writers write, and then of course there's always certain songs have, like, for example, connections to American history.
Art imitates life.
Right. Like, I know you have like a Rage Against the Machine one, was the People of the Sun.
Yep.
If you look back, there were a lot of songs during the Vietnam era that had to deal with protests. I'm trying to think of some other ones. Billy Joel did the whole "We Didn't Start the Fire" with all the historical references.
Yeah.
So, with that in mind, today we're going to look at a song by Bing Crosby. I don't think he wrote it, but he sang it. It's called "Brother, Can You Spare a Dime?" And then, people are going, well, who's Bing Crosby? And if you've ever paid attention around the holidays, he's the guy that sang White Christmas.
And started White Christmas. Bing Crosby, Danny Kaye, one of my favorite Christmas time movies. My wife doesn't like it.
My wife loves it.
She doesn't get it.
I don't like musicals either, but I've
I
watched
do.
it. I've watched it. It's good. Now, here's the problem with this song that we're going to analyze. I've actually heard the song, so I'm hoping I don't channel my inner Bing Crosby and start singing it. I'd rather just read it.
Yeah,
So,
please don't.
Yeah. All right,
that.
so there's pretty interesting things as we go along, which is nice because this is almost like a review of previous chapters that we've covered.
Yeah.
So, they used to tell me I was building a dream, and so I followed the mob. When there was earth to plow or guns to bear, I was always there, right on the job. They used to tell me I was building a dream with peace and glory ahead. Why should I be standing in line just waiting for bread? I see some references here.
Mm-hmm. Farming, fighting in a war, whether it was Spanish-American War or World War One.
Right.
Following the mob, building the dream. I almost wonder if this is like reference to the stock market. That the building of the American dream of getting as rich as you can, as fast as you possibly can by investing in the stock market, the great lottery scheme.
Right. Now, as this song goes on, when you're looking at the eye, that's a lot for one person to do. Maybe we'll revisit that after the next one. But, he's a farmer. He fought in a war. All right, I guess one person could have honestly done that. Building a dream. But now it ends off, why is he standing in line just waiting for bread? I mean, what could the reference be there?
Yeah. Hungry?
Yeah, there's definitely somebody who's hungry.
Somebody who's obviously worked hard in their life, but now can't support himself.
And waiting for possibly a handout.
Yeah.
Again, bread's going to fill you up. Not that healthy as well, but, it is going to fill you up and create that illusion that your stomach's full.
Yes.
All right, so here we go. Once I build a railroad, I made it run, made it race against time. Once I built a railroad, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Once I built a tower, up to the sun, brick and rivet and lime. Once I built a tower, now it's done. Brother, can you spare a dime? Railroad?
Transcontinental, possibly?
Sure.
Or the hundreds of thousands of railroad tracks throughout the United States built in the 1800s.
And when you're looking at the significance of the railroad, it helped to with the westward expansion, it helped the country grow, reduced shipping costs, helped to ship goods.
Making it race against time, it created time zones, to run on schedules.
And speaking of time, when you go back to westward expansion, there was definitely a time crunch when it came to getting this down.
Yep.
I'm thinking of the one section, the one photo we covered, 10 miles of track laid in one day. That was significant at the time. Once I built the tower, I think it's skyscrapers here, since you're talking about
urbanization.
Yep.
Yep.
Now you're talking about that movement from farms to cities. You're bringing up urbanization. More and more people are going to cities for jobs, lots of opportunities, industry as well. And once I built the tower, now it's done. Now he's asking, you see the repetition coming in here.
Look at this guy, repetition.
Ooh, yes.
It's an ELA term for poetry.
Well, we're going to, you analyze songs the way you would.
Do you know the type of rhyme scheme this is?
Oh, easy. What do you got?
A. They all rhyme. It's the same rhyme scheme. Time,
Okay.
dime, lime, dime.
All right, good.
Or is it A-B? No. No. I
Might be. So now he's
I
saying.
think it's A.
So now he's saying, brother, can you spare a dime? All right. So we'll bring. The big
Needs
point
bread.
is needs bread.
Needs
wants
money.
a dime.
Begging for it. Again, somebody who was probably hardworking, building railroads, building skyscrapers in cities, now has to look for a handout from someone.
Now, why would he need a dime, though?
Because it rhymes with time and lime.
That's one. It's probably broke, too.
Probably.
Definitely. And since you're bringing in the ELA skills, you know, when you're thinking of the speaker of this song, now you have somebody who has farmed, went to war, built a railroad, built a tower. Is this all one person right now?
No. No longer is.
Just changed what you got here.
Yeah. I think that I is now referencing a group of people.
Probably the American worker at this point.
Yes.
Yep. And it seems like, well, he's not doing too well because he's waiting in line for bread and he's asking people, can you spare a dime? Once in khaki suits, gee, we look swell, full of that Yankee doodly gum. 500,000 boots went slogging through hell, and I was the kid with the drum. Say, don't you remember, they called me Al. It was Al all the time. Why don't you remember, I'm your pal. Buddy, can you spare a dime?
Ooh. This is definitely A-B. I'm correct.
Okay.
Well, rhymes with hell, that's
Okay.
the A. Dumb and drum, that's the B. A-B.
So now,
We're going to tag some ELA teachers.
oh yeah, we really are. So now if we're talking about hell, I mean, throughout U.S. history, what can a young person or a person experience that might be like hell without
Slogging. Slogging makes me think it's like kind of muddy.
I'm thinking trenches from World War One.
Yeah.
That was hell.
500,000 boots.
I was the kid with the drum, so you're probably leading this charge
Yep.
as well. Don't you remember? They called me Al. It was Al all the time. Why don't you? At this point, when you get into why don't you remember me? I'm your pal. Who do you think the speaker of this song is speaking to then?
Well, considering he was a soldier,
Yeah.
fighting for a country, and it almost feels like the country has forgotten about him, I would say he's talking to the government.
Yep. And it doesn't seem like the government's doing much.
Not much.
And it's like, hey, do you remember all these things I did? Now I'm broke. Why can't you help me? All right, let's go to this last one.
That was it.
That was it. Okay, I thought there was another line. All right. But at any rate, when you're bringing this in, this is from the Great Depression. And, you know, when you're looking at who the speaker is referring to when he's talking about all the accomplishments the American worker has made, that could be any of these guys I'm thinking right here.
Yep.
You know, waiting in line for free bread, asking for handouts. You know, we're getting deeper and deeper into the Great Depression when we look at this song.
1930s, Hoover has failed
Yep.
as president. I would imagine if we look back, I would imagine if this speaker in the song was one of the bonus army marchers, you know, talking about how the government's forgotten about me.
Another good point.
You know, this song is great for review.
It is. I mean, of course, when we didn't play the song and I didn't sing it, but when you go and listen to it, and I definitely encourage you to do so, you know, the whole melody, this is not an upbeat song.
No.
This is not in our running mixes. I'm not racing down the LIE with this bopping because this is definitely, when you talk about the melody itself, very dreary, very sad.
It's kind of like when you're at the beach or the pool on a beautiful sunny day, and
Yeah.
then like that song comes on, and it's just like,
Yep.
yeah, we gotta turn this off.
Yeah, it's done.
Ruining the vibes.
Anything else we need on this
No,
one?
we're good.
All right, good. Thank you for watching.